Top Hunter is a game I reviewed quite a number of years ago on my actual MVS hardware, but I figured it might be nice to revisit it as today it's part of the Arcade Archives collection that Hamster's been releasing over the past little while, so I thought why not, let's check it out. What I absolutely love about the Arcade Archive series of games that Hamster's been putting out is that you get all the really cool Unibios features, you get the US and Japanese versions of the game, oftentimes even the European version of the game, if there's any differences, and you get a lot of other options too, which is really great and makes these games exciting again and introduces them to a whole new generation of gamers that may have never even heard of some of these games before. And to be honest, it even gives second life to the games themselves, because a lot of times these games were ignored even back when they were originally released. Top Hunter is something like the Metal Slug series. It has the same unique flair, although it isn't quite as polished or refined. It features nice large sprites, beautiful animations, great environments, and solid level design. It also has a lot of that quirky humor SNK was known for back in the day. When this game was originally released back in 1994, SNK was super experimental, throwing literally anything at their hardware, and unique titles like this were the end result. Players take on the role of either Roddy or Cathy and make their way through a series of elemental-based planets with 2 stages per planet. Your objective is to make it to the end of the level and defeat the end boss. There's a stage progression system that you can easily see on the bottom of the screen, which I always thought was kind of cool because it lets you know how close you're getting to the boss. And why this is important is because of the various power-ups you can find along the way. There's nothing worse than seeing that you're literally just a foot away from the boss and you just lost your powerful upgrade. Gameplay is extremely simple but very fun. You can extend your arms and punch enemies, hop into little slugs, mechs, and pick up a couple of powerful upgrades and items along the way. For the most part, you punch to stun, pick up the enemy, and then throw them at other incoming enemies. The biggest gameplay feature that separates Top Hunter from pretty much all of its ilk is that it uses a 2-plane system from some of the fighting games that SNK was making at the time. This is pretty unique because it makes every stage feel almost like there's 2 different paths to take, although for the most part there really is only one path and you don't have to go back and forth. But by mastering this sort of jump plane technique, you can actually pick up tons of special items, bonuses, and also play a little bit more defensively, which will make your token last that much longer. Top Hunter is a very unique game that holds up surprisingly well today. It's also really a great example of when SNK was being experimental. If you like what you see here, you can pick this one up digitally on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and of course the Nintendo Switch. And I highly recommend picking this one up because it really is a fun, quirky arcade game that you really didn't see too much of back then.